Good afternoon, welcome back. It is Monday, December 18th, 2023. Once again, we don't have any events that appeared on our calendar. Again, I don't anticipate but maybe a handful more for the rest of the year, but that is what it is. We will have some birthdays every day to talk about. And we're going to start off today. We have one of three birthdays that we'll start with. Born, excuse me. Yeah, we're going to start with a cough because that's what you guys want to hear. Starting in born on this day in 1929, sadly passed away in 2009. He's the father of a former Daytona 500 winner. He does have one win in the NASCAR West Series in 1979, now the ARCA West Series. That'd be Mr. Vic Irvan. Of course, the father of Ernie Irvan, the 1991 Daytona 500 winner. We're going to go to 1955, born on this date. Former IndyCar driver who's probably more known for an incident on track than anything he really did as far as a driver. In 1994 in the Indy 500, under caution, he ended up on top of Nigel Mansell's car, taking them both out of the race. It'd be Mr. Dennis Vitolo. Just kind of a journeyman driver. Never did have a lot of top opportunities. There you go, top finish at that point. One start, he had a 26th of 1994. And then there you see talking about the running into Nigel Mansell on the warm-up lane. So Nigel was not happy about that, as you can imagine. And our third and final birthday today, also born on this day in 1955, and he seems to have a connection to the number 55 because he was born in 55. He had 55 career top 10 finishes in the Cup Series, and well, his first full season in the NASCAR Cup Series was driving car 55. Be Mr. Ted Musgrave. So this would have been in 92. He'd just completed his first full season driving the 55 Radius Motorsports. Ray and Diane DeWitt and DK Ulrich owned number 55 Oldsmobiles, Pontiacs, and Chevrolets, and whatever else they could get their hands on. 92, they picked up sponsors. Late 91, they picked up Jasper sponsorship. In 92, they would add U.S. Air. And they would have some good runs in 92 and 93. Getting his first top 5 finish at Pocono. Oof, as a 92. There's a good look. They finally get some real good Jasper branding there. Then in 94, he goes over and joins Roush Racing with Family Channel. They ended up getting some Prime Star co-branding with the car. And at this time, you had a few channels getting involved. You had QVC with Jeff Bodine. I think there was one more channel. Drawing a blank on it. But there'd be other channels here and there that would get involved with NASCAR. Family Channel being one of those. They'd later be sold to ABC Networks. I believe it became ABC Family, but Prime Star co-branding. And there's another one with the co-branding of the Prime Star logo. And then eventually Prime Star became the primary sponsor. Of course, that was kind of a competitor to like the RCA dishes. Now, in between this one and the next one, he drove briefly when he was released from this car. Drove briefly for the Elliott Marino First Plus Financial? Yeah, the number 13 car. But he went to Butch Mock's team, Remington Arms, for a season or so. That didn't work out. He kind of hopped around a little bit. Then he ended up in the Truck Series for Jimmy Smith, and he would become a champion in the trucks in 2005. And he would become the first driver in NASCAR history to win a national touring season championship, meaning Cups, Xfinity, or Trucks, to wear the number 1. So pretty good accomplishment there. So now here we got some vehicle pictures here. There's the original 55. It was always just a plain car with kind of a red or even at times a pinkish set of digits. You say in 92, they started getting a little sponsorship there. You see Jasper on the quarter panels. Freedom Village was a charity that helped them out some. See if we can see. It's under caution at Rockingham. So it looks like you got probably Shepard, Irvan, Terry Labonte, and Brett Bodine back there. Don't know what the caution's for, but he's pitting on the backstretch. Again, we get the U.S. Air branding. Car starts to look a little nicer. Get a little more color to it. Jasper kind of becomes a co-sponsor. Very patriotic Family Channel looking paint scheme there. Now this one has the same paint scheme, but it just has the Prime Star branding there when they started doing that with the Family Channel. Then they went to this look. And this was about the time that Ted's career started going downhill, 96, 97, at least in the Cup Series. And then there's that Prime Star car. He's released in the middle of 1998 in favor of Kevin LePage. Again, I don't have any of the 13 car of him driving that. This is the only one of the Butch Mott car that I could find, the Polaris / Remington Arms car. He did run in the early part of the truck series for Roush. And then, of course, this is the truck that he drove for Jimmy Smith. Very nice looking paint scheme. Really like that, the multicolored flames and so forth. So Ted, to me, is one of these drivers. He was always very serviceable. He didn't tear up much equipment. He didn't get embroiled in many controversies on track. And for a while, I kind of thought he was going to be, because Bobby Hamilton won Rookie of the Year in 1991 and Ted finished second. And they had a really tight battle. And for a few years, it looked like Ted was going to be the one that would have the bigger and better career. As it turned out, Bobby ended up getting 4 career Cup Series wins. He did have a Busch Series win coming into his Cup Series career, and he ended up winning a truck championship the year before Ted did. So Bobby did end up with a little bit better career highlights, I feel. And I would really like to hear Ted on one of these podcasts to just kind of hear a tell-all from him about his days, especially at Roush and near the end. I've read a few things in a few different publications that would suggest that maybe his team was considered the B team, and then the 6 and the 99 teams, those were the A teams, or the primary cars, and they were just kind of the secondary. But, there again, Ted came from an organization, Radius Motorsports, did some good runs, got noticed, and got a good ride. It would have been nice to have seen him win. He had a few second-place finishes, had a few pole positions, but just never could quite take that checkered flag. So he might be the Matt DiBenedetto of the 1990s. The guy that gets a good ride and everybody was pulling for, and then all of a sudden, now he's back to the trucks. So we'll have to see what happens with Matt and see how his career at the end of the day stacks up to Ted Musgrave. So anyway, that has been birthdays, and again, no Vince, but if we had him, we'd tell you about him. So, so anyway, thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.